Okay, listen. I don't know, baby. This is gonna be a tight run for Atlanta versus LA. This ain't nothing like the other ladies. LA got it going on, baby, and I am here for the ride. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. Come on up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Season 1, Episode 2 of Married to Medicine, LA. Listen. I'm sitting there, I said, now, I went in, no expectations. Because y'all know I love Married to Medicine. I love my Atlanta folk. Love it. And I was really let down when they tried to branch out a couple other times. And it just was, it fell flat. But we got the right girls, the right formula, and yeah, this is going to be interesting. Anyway, so let's get started. So first thing we see is Dr. Britton and Mac, her husband. They are cute. I picked up on something right away, though. The kids are cute, and they were actually in town. So first thing I picked up on, I said, Mac seems a little resentful to me. Mac seems to have a little bit of resent. You know that Dr. Britton actually was in the service, because that's where we see the whole relationship with her and Dr. Contessa. They're friends. They were actually in the service together, and then all of that. And then you know that Mac and the kids actually stay in Florida, and she stays in LA, and they haven't actually meshed together. But his energy gave me a little bit of resentment of playing the Mr. Mom role. Not that he doesn't love the children or love her, but I think he's like a little bit tired and he's ready for her to come on and kick in and be mom and all of that whole thing. So I was like, yeah, she's going to have to get on top of that immediately, because you don't want that to fester. So she needs to get on top of that. But I really do like them. In the first episode, I kind of picked up that I liked Dr. Britton, because Dr. Britton, she stays sharp whenever she's out of her doctor stuff, and she's just like a regular girl, and then she just gets sharp. I like Dr. Britton. Then we got to see, after that, we seen Dr. Noel and Asha, and we didn't really spend a lot of time with Dr. Noel last time in the last episode. We found out that her and Asha have literally been friends since they were children. They Noel went to LA first. She went, she was a dancer. They were both dancers. She went as a dancer. Asha followed her friend, and she was trying to do acting. Dr. Noel became a doctor. She became a physician. And Asha married a physician. Okay, so, hey, I'm here for it. I told y'all before, Larry, Asha's husband, fine. And I like them too. I like their dynamic. I wasn't so sure if I would like Asha last week. I wasn't so sure if I was really going to like her. She seemed to be a little extra. Now that I know that she was actually an actress, the extra part actually makes sense. So yes, I'm cool. I like Asha. I know from the door she's going to have a flair for the dramatic. Who am I to say anything? So I'm here for Asha. I love the dynamic of Asha and Dr. Noel. Now that I love. I love the dynamic between Asha and Dr. Noel. And the funny part is the dynamic between Dr. Noel and Asha reminds me of this new friendship between Quad and Heavenly. And the way that Heavenly is because Heavenly is very protective over Quad. And I got that same sense of Noel over Asha. Anyway, I'm gonna try not to keep comparing the two, but you can't help it because that's their formula. That's their formula. And you're going to catch what I'm talking about in a minute. Okay, so that I like them. Dr. Noel she doesn't necessarily agree with the things that Simone had to say last episode to Asha about hurrying up and having a baby. She told her, listen, I'm the product of a 39-year-old mother who carried a baby, and I turned out just fine. She's a goddamn physician. She turned out more than fine, okay? So she told her, so you could be fine. You could be 40 and have your baby and be fine. It's not all doomsday. So, but Asha was open to both things, and I was here for it. It was cool. Yeah, I liked him. I liked that Dr. Noel. But anyway, okay, so moving on. Dr. Imani and her husband, Phil. We actually got to sit down with Phil. And I kept looking at Phil, saying, you look kind of familiar. But then she broke it down. And then they had the baby Idris. With them, Idris does look exactly like Imani. He looks exactly like Imani. But when you look at him, you say, the three of them look alike. They look like a nice little family unit. But then we found out that Phil is not even actually Idris's dad. Well, he is Idris's dad. He's not his biological father. But they've been together since he was 20 months old. And like she said, he helped me raise my child. Which that's so sweet. Like, I love that. And, that automatically made me kind of like Phil. I was like, he's cool. And then when I figured out why he looked a little familiar, he used to be a part of the group Portrait. You all remember the song, Here We Go Again, Here We Go. You remember that song? Going through the same. That Portrait. So I remember them back in the day. I got the CD. But so I was like, oh, okay, cool. So, and it was funny, she told a little story about how she used to crush on him and had the poster and then ended up running into him one day and now he's her husband. I said, okay, girl, that's cute. So I liked them. They were out at lunch and she started talking to him. And this is what I said. Yes, Phil. So now, okay, let me go. I was like, yeah, Phil. Phil, she was saying about her dad that she hadn't seen her dad since she was 11. There was some drug abuse and things that actually had issues with that. And she was talking about like maybe meeting up with her dad, seeing her dad. And Phil was so not here for it. Like, he was like, whatever. Family's right here at this table. Period. And I was like, okay, here we go. See, here we go back to my Married to Medicine Atlanta, Simone and Cecil. Because y'all know I loved me some Simone and Cecil as a couple. And I think I'm getting the same vibe. I'm digging Imani and Phil. Y'all know I was digging Imani from the door because Imani is bad. She just bad to the bone. Bad to the bone, bald head bitch. Bad to the bone. I love her. But and then I like her whole, and she's a psychiatrist, and I just like her. She's so no nonsense. She's like, that's very much what she gives. I'm here for it. And she bad to the bone. And they just balance out, and I just love their little dynamic. I was here for it. And Phil, with the no nonsense, might give a shit about your dad, honey. I was here for that too. Okay, so then we go. I kept saying, I'm really enjoying myself too much with these people. What's going to go on? I kind of picked up on this a little bit from the first episode, but we went to Shanique and Dr. Roberts' house. Dr. Roberts, the little man with the pot of gold, the little short doctor. That's the urgent care physician. They have two children, a little boy and a little girl. Shanique does residential management. Uh, they're Jamaican. Both of them are Jamaican. But let me say this. Shanique is the whitest Jamaican girl I've ever seen. And what I mean by that is she only uses her Jamaican accent when she chooses to. Now, if it was Asha that was doing that, because she's an actress, it wouldn't bother me. But the fact that you're not an actress and you just turn it on and turn it off, it was kind of a turn off to me. And I just think right away, she just kind of giving me, y'all get ready to be mad at me, honey, but she giving me Mariah vibes. And I am so not here for it. I'm so not here for it. We ain't got to go back and forth, round and round. Y'all already know the things that I don't care for. Well, no, y'all really don't. We get into this. You know, my people who watch me. We have this, there's a disconnect as to why I don't get down with Mariah Huck on the other Married to Medicine. People have took their own narrative about why I don't care for Mariah. There's different things about Mariah's personality that don't click with my personality. Is why I don't like Mariah at the core of it. Shanique, it's the same thing. I'm telling you right now. From episode 2, James ain't caring for Shanique at all. I'm not caring for Shanique. She's rubbing me completely the wrong way. I think she's very fake. She gives me very, very fake tease. Very fake. I was like, outside her the whole time. And I just was like, Her husband, he ain't got on my nerves yet. He seems pretty cool. He's just little, and he reminds me of like a little nasty little man. And we're going to get back to that in a minute. He's very sexual. He's very sexual when it pertains to her. Now, I don't know if he, because they're married, so we probably will never see if he's actually like that all around. But when it comes to his wife, he's very sexual. And I'm like, okay, and that's cool. That's cool. I just found her very corny. Then she goes and she met up with her girlfriend, Jasmine. And Jasmine is an airhead, flat out. We met Jasmine last time. Jasmine is married to a psychiatrist. And she's the one that Heavenly was giving girls. So tell me something about yourself other than you have pretty teeth. Well, I'm a doctor's wife. What else? What else is there? So, okay. So I was like, And then they were doing this whole photo shoot of her in a tub full of gummy bears with dirty shoes on. I was like, yeah, okay. All right. She's planning for a party for Robert, Dr. Robert, for his birthday. He turned 38 is what I think it was, 38. And she's getting in this tub. He loves gummy bears. So she gets in this tub and they pour the gummy bears in there. Okay, that's all real cute. But I just need to know why you had dirty shoes on. Like, why didn't you put on? And then you got the nerve to have the shoe kicked up. You got some money. So naturally, generally when people are very elitist and very, the way she comes across, they would have had a red bottom on, not a bottom that looked like you done walked. She looked like she had walked a marathon in them, baby. It was just a scuffed and scratch. I was like, something about being in the tub with a dirty shoe. It should have been a brand new shoe. It didn't have to be a red bottom. But if you're going to give all that, it just screwed up the whole picture for me. Because it was a pretty picture. It really was a pretty picture. And she looked nice, in the picture. But that dirty shoe kicked up there. I couldn't get with the dirty shoe. Anyway, and her being so extra, you should have known both of them, because the two of them are extra as hell. And this is like so crazy. Here we go again. Married to Medicine, Atlanta. They remind me of Quad and Mariah in the very beginning. And you all know Mariah and Quad used to get on my last nerve. With them two as a friendship, I wasn't here for it. They got on my last nerve. I never actually started really liking Quad until I seen Quad by herself. And then I kind of fell in love with Quad and Mariah. But these two, I don't like neither one of them. I don't like neither one of them. They both was getting on my nerves. They're both dingbats. They were getting on my nerves. And that dirty shoe just took me over. Anyway, so let's jump over to Asha's house. See Asha and Larry, and they're talking about this baby situation. I said, am I going to call it Greg? So we flip it around. Asha's all gung-ho about this baby, and I'm laughing. I'm like, okay, so Asha, you used to be an actress. What are you doing now? She's a housewife. And she wants to have this baby. I said, girl, you locking things down? Because I don't think you probably don't have to, because y'all seem pretty meshed up really good together. But it seemed like she's trying to lock it down, because she's like, all of a sudden wants to go ahead and have this baby. I'm like, hopefully this is just a storyline, because Dr. Larry don't seem like he here for the baby thing at all. He ain't gung-ho. He ain't tell her no, but he ain't gung-ho about the baby. He like, whatever, child. And I'm like, okay, here we go with this one again. Recycle storyline. Okay, cool, whatever. So that's going to be interesting. Then we find out later on that Dr. Heavenly's in town. I said, oh, Lordy. So, Heavenly's in town. Asha's like, okay, girl, I'll pick you up from the hotel and you just come on, you go with me to the party. You know, because I'm doing this party, going over to the party for Dr. Robert. Now, y'all know, I said, here goes some shit, because Heavenly was a little sweet on Robert, honey. And then it made sense. Listen. Dr. Robert is Jamaican. Dr. Damon is, I don't think he's Jamaican. Is he Trinidadian? He's something from the Caribbean. He's an island man rather. They both are little compact creatures. My complexion, both of them. Dr. Robert's bald, like me. Dr. Damon got hair. Heavenly is very sexual. Dr. Damon is very discreet in public. But from the way Heavenly talks, they be carrying on. Okay? A little freaky. Dr. Robert is he has this whole confidence about him. And it was very attractive to Heavenly. And she wasn't really she wasn't trying to play it off. I think Heavenly really did have a little attraction to Dr. Robert. So I was like, okay, cool. It was interesting. Soon as good old Heavenly got in there, when you start seeing these replays of like, oh yeah, I like that Dr. Robert. I said, okay, y'all, whatever. Then she starts up Heavenly doing Heavenly. She messed up Dr. Britton's name and called her Brittany. I said, don't start your shit. It's the same thing she did to Contessa, messing up Contessa's name. Then they corrected her. Very interesting. And then they told her, somebody referred to you as Dr. Evil. I said, oh, okay, so they know you, girl. Okay, so once we get to the party, we have the whole thing going on at the party. They go ahead and they unveil the picture. I thought that unveiling the picture at the party was a little out of order. Because the picture is that picture was for Robert. That's not so much the picture that I would really want to share with my friends, especially other doctors and things. Um, but again, we got old girl. Shanique is just an attention whore. It was all that. It was all about her. That was all about her and all of that. That I think she should have presented that picture to him in private. And it was funny because Phil, Dr. Imani's husband, was like, "What the hell is that?" And Imani was like, "Child, what kind of shit?" Yeah, they thought it was a little out of order too, but I did. I was like, that was something private. Phil's funny ass though. When Phil said, "I love hanging out with Shanique and Robert," said, "When me and Robert be hanging out, people always be like, is that your son?" I just laugh because when you actually see them stand next to each other, he really do look like his son. I said, "Oh, damn." Funny as hell. Him and Imani are funny. They sat in that confessional and they was kiki and a cackle. I said, "Y'all stupid." Anyway, so we meet Dr. Anissa. Now, Dr. Anissa is Asha's husband Larry's ex. As soon as it was found out that Anissa was there, there's more to this story. There's more to this story, and I can't wait to find out the rest of it because Dr. Noel immediately side-eyed the fuck out of Shanique. She was like, "Why would you invite her here? Why would you invite her here?" And it was funny because at the time, Asha didn't even know that she was there. She didn't even realize she was there or anything, knew nothing about it. And I don't think they've never met. And all the girls were around, and they all, Britton thought it was shady. Imani thought it was shady. The only ones that didn't think it was shady was Shanique and Jasmine. Okay? So, in the midst of all of this going on, Asha ends up coming up. They end up, she finds out what has happened. And she was a little bothered. She's a little bothered by it. Imani told us, she's an actress. She has a flair for being dramatic. So we know that about her. We know that about her. This is where things went left for me. Okay? Because this is one of them two-sided situations. Yes, for her to be acting dramatic and having an attitude, yes, it did show some insecurity on her part. Okay? It shows some insecurity on her part. But listen here, Shanique. Shanique, you didn't have to talk to her like she talked to her like she was a child. You're insecure and you're this, that, and the other. I mean, her face was all twisted up. I was like, something else going on. There's something else I believe that has to do with Asha and Shanique's situation that we don't know about, or the way that Shanique moves, because they immediately was like, "Girl, you shady. You shady." And I just didn't like the tone she took with her. The tone was like, yeah. It was ugly. The tone she took with her, I didn't like it. I said, "See, that would have me smack her." And she actually did make reference to like smacking her in the confessional. There's some more about them that we don't really know yet, I believe. But anyway, so what ended up happening, everybody jumped into their coats. And Dr. Imani actually took Asha and Shanique to the side. And was like, "Let's squash this. This is not the time for all this." And Shanique wasn't backing down off of it. Shanique was still being bitchy with it. And I'm going to say she's being bitchy with it because the things that she was saying weren't wrong. But where my problem was insecurity in a friend. When you have a friend that's having an insecure moment and you're really there for y'all are friends, you have some compassion for your friend, even if you don't understand it. Now, me personally, I don't feel that I'm an insecure person, and maybe I am. I don't know. I'm very touchy when it comes to matters of the heart, but I don't feel like I'm insecure. Because I don't care about what the man does. Go do what you're going to do, but don't disrespect me. That's my thing. The people around me, because men going to do what they're going to do, don't disrespect me. You know what I mean? And that's where my issue comes in. If that's insecure, then whatever. I just say, don't disrespect me. Don't cross me with the bullshit. So, yes, I saw an air of insecurity, but Shanique, you understand where she's at because, bitch, you're insecure. Because when Heavenly walked in there, bitch, you felt some kind of way. You was in your confessional with a woman you only met one time, and you went to talking, what is that, patois? You start talking about what she doing here and all this kind. Maybe it wasn't patois, whatever. But you jumped that damn Jamaican accent down there real thick to where you thought they didn't even understand what you were saying, and you had things to say about Heavenly just at her showing up. So the whole insecurity piece about your husband, you understood firsthand, and you had just demonstrated it not 20 minutes before she did. So for you to stand there and talk to her like that just shows that you're pretty much a bitch. And that I think there's a part of this story that we don't know about, and I think you did that shit on purpose, and you did throw a stone at her, and you had in your hand. Now that's the way I saw it. Let's get started in the comments because I know we're going to go back and forth, but I'm ready for y'all's ass. So let's just go ahead and go. But again, if she never showed that part where she was insecure about Dr. Heavenly being at the party, then I would have gone a completely different way about how she felt about Asha. But what Asha did that I was okay with, Asha was feeling some kind of way. She didn't stand around at the party and make other people uncomfortable and embarrass herself. She left. She told, and wait a minute. Heavenly, if you don't sit your goddamn ass down, now you are a visitor. You ain't nobody's friend. You just a visitor. Why you gonna get shit started? Well, I'm just gonna go on over here and get her and bring her on over here and have her meet her. No, Heavenly. Starting the shit. A mess. But Asha was like, nah, baby, we not doing this. I'm out of here. And then whenever, and the part where Asha was talking to, when they were all in the group still, and Shanique was talking to Asha like a kid, and Jasmine chimed in. Really? Girl, if you don't take your pinched up nose and get your ass out of here. Oh, them two, I said, see, me and them two ain't going to get it at all. At all. They was real smart and bitchy. I didn't like it. But Asha and Heavenly, Asha was like, Heavenly, let's hit it. And she left. Now that I liked. I liked that she didn't. I'm feeling some kind of way. And baby, I'm not going to sit around here with people kikiing and laughing at me. I'd have been ambushed and I'm out. And she left. I was like, yeah, that was a little shady. And everybody else thought it was a little shady. Anyway, now I'll be interested to see what you guys have to say. Did y'all think it was shady, or y'all get ready to attack me, or what? Let's do it. I know these comments is going to be lit. It's going to be a mess. Here we go. Marriage and medicine. Y'all know how we do. Let's get to it. Later. See you in the comments.